Lela Gilbert is the author of Saturday People, Sunday People. She recently sat down with CBN News Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl and explained what that means.
You've written a book called Saturday People, Sunday People. What does that mean?
Well, there's a slogan in the Muslim world or in the Islamist world that says first comes Saturday, then comes Sunday, or more specifically, on Saturday we kill the Jews, on Sunday we kill the Christians. I have a picture in my book of a flag that has that on it in Arabic. And what I was writing about was the fact that so many Jews were expelled from the Muslim world from 1948 to about 1970, more than almost 1 million Jews. And now today those same countries are killing and expelling Christians. And it's an interesting pattern, and so I wanted to write about the story that lies behind both of our communities.
When we speak about Christian persecution, we're thinking about what's happening today in the last few years, but the Christian persecution in the Middle East has really been going on for decades.
Any place that's under the authority of either a totalitarian government or a religious system that does not accept others as equals is going to persecute. And Islam has become more strident in the last decades. Under the Ottoman Empire, there were pogroms against both Jews and Christians. But it has become worse, particularly in the Muslim world.
Why do you think that the church has been relatively silent or uninterested, the church in the West, in what's going on with their brothers and sisters in the Middle East and around the world?
I think that there are several reasons. One of them is that Christians in the West have a very narrow view of what a Christian looks like and how a Christian worships. We have a huge community of old churches that are the ones that are most persecuted now, the Assyrian Christians, some of the Orthodox, some of the Roman Catholics. And there are Christians in the West that don't really think these people are Christian. Even if they've got a knife to their throat and they're speaking the name of Jesus, somehow it's just not the same. How do you help? You write a check, you send it to some halfway trustworthy group, but it's really hard to know other than just praying. There's not much mobilization of Christians because they don't come together. Unlike the Jews who, despite the fact that they're rather fragmented and they argue and quarrel over certain things, when their people are at risk, they come together, they march on Washington, they march on New York, they get on the front page and they say, we can't let this happen.
What about the Christians who have already fled their homes? What's their situation now?
When they left, they were stripped down to the clothes they had on. They even took the water away from them. They took their food away from them. Many of them were stripped down to nothing. They have no identity left because they used to be businessmen. They used to be teachers and professors. They've lost everything. And nobody wants them. Some of them want to stay in that area and rebuild the Christian community from the Nineveh Plain, which is sort of the heartland of Christianity there. Others want to start over. They don't want to face another expulsion from their village or city because some of them have fled more than once. There are millions of refugees, and the West is not very interested. And the West and America, sadly, is doing very little for Christians. The percentages of the ones they do take in are like less than 5% Christian.
Why do you think that is?
The present American administration has not been particularly cordial to Christians in ways that really it hasn't happened before. There's been some blame of the Bush administration for the wars that were fought there and that's what stirred up this hornet's nest. But the fact is the reaching out to Christians has been diminished under the present administration. And I think it has a lot to do with that because it trickles down from the top. What
do you think the future is for Christianity here in the Middle East where it all began?
I don't have an answer. I don't know. God can move his people wherever he wants, and there have been many places where Christianity has not continued. So I can't answer that except to say that I think we should support those who want to stay, and I think we should support those who want to leave and not decide for them what they have to do. That's my feeling about it. I've talked to them on both sides, and there's a lot of dispute about this. But I think we have to pray for them, and if we can help them with money, if we can help them with supplies and rebuilding, whatever our connections make it possible for us to do, we should help them all.
Well, thank you very much, Lela Gilbert, for joining us on Jerusalem Dateline.
Thank you.